This is the true story of the friendship between a kid from the Jewish East End and the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Mark, Maxie, was born in 1920 to Rose and David Radberg. He was one of 7 children growing up in the Jewish East End.
My fancy takes me to a humble East Side tenement.
In 1926, David suddenly died, aged 42, leaving Rose with 7 children and no income. Rose was destitute. She took in neighbours' washing and sold matches on Westminster Bridge. In desperation, she sent the 3 youngest boys, Maxie, Benny and Al, to the Jewish orphanage in Norwood. In 1935, Maxie left Norwood, aged 15. In the 1930s, fascism and anti-Semitism were on the rise. The USA was no exception. In this tense environment, a boxing match was set between Max Schmeling, Hitler's favourite, and the part Irish, part Jewish Max Baer. Schmeling met with Hitler before he sailed to the US, while Baer took the controversial decision to wear a Star of David prominently on his trunks.
Baer's right hand humbled Schmeling. Swashbuckling Californian sends German glassy-eyed reeling into the ropes. Teuton takes it gamely.
Looking back, I'm almost happy I lost that fight. Just imagine if I would have come back to Germany with a victory. I had nothing to do with the Nazis, but they would have given me a medal. After the war, I might have been considered a war criminal. London, 1936. Oswald Mosley and the Black Shirts were the face of fascism and anti-Semitism in Britain. The 16-year-old Maxie returns home to Stepney, a short distance from Cable Street. They shall not pass. Maxie joins the fight against the Black Shirts on Cable Street.
East End rallies against fascism, prepares to answer Mosley March, 4 mayors protest. Mosley did not pass. East London routs the fascists.
The following year, Max Baer travelled to London.
Look who's in town, genial, happy, smiling Max Baer. Howdy, Max. Hello, Maxie, old boy. Max says he's come for the coronation, but I don't believe it. How about a fight with Ben Ford or Tommy Farr? It might mean a spot of pocket money, eh, Max?
Max Baer, the husky American boxer, is on the road again. And when he's not on the road, he's in the gym, preparing for his fight with Tommy Farr at the Haringey Stadium. Take that! And here's Tommy Farr, whose victory over Ben Ford gave him the title of British Empire Heavyweight Champion. Tommy doesn't say much, which perhaps is a far, far better thing.
As well as boxing, Max made a movie in London called The Baer Idea, filmed at Highbury Studios. Maxie's uncle, Johnny Sharp, introduced him to Max Baer. Johnny had been a boxer in the 1930s. When Maxie met Max, he was a skinny 17-year-old. Max took Maxie to the gym to train. The change was remarkable. Max joined Maxie and some friends on a driving trip to the south of France. Maxie met Andrea, a French film actress.
Of the past,
they fell madly in love.
About a true romance. I looked at you, and you smiled right back at me. The band struck up, and we started to dance.
3 months later, Germany invaded Poland. Britain declared war in September 1939. Maxie enlisted immediately. Maxie joined the Royal Engineers and began his training. He was then sent to Belgium with the British Expeditionary Force. Maxie wrote to Max describing how he ended up in jail after knocking out his sergeant, who he felt was giving him anti-Semitic abuse, calling him names such as Yid and Jew boy. Well, it's got me into trouble. About a week ago I had an argument with Sergeant, a bit Yidified. So I just done what Buddy done when he had a little trouble in the West End. Well, for that I got 7 days detention. There's an Irish boy here, bit of a boxer, who'd do anything for me. Didn't like the idea of me doing 7 days, so we went after this sergeant one night and tried to do him. So he was arrested and sentenced to 4 days. Anyway, when I came out, the sergeant apologised to me for what he'd done and told me I certainly can take it. And believe me, it's something to take. It was the talk of the town. The boys cheered me when I came out. And since then I've made friends with nearly everyone in the company. Don't think because of this I'm always in trouble here. It wasn't my fault. Any man would do the same as I did, so please don't worry. Because it won't happen again. You make me laugh when you say when I get an opportunity will I be able to go to Paris. First, I won't get an opportunity. And next, what do you think, I'm on holiday here? Well, I'm not. Far from one. But I am looking forward for the day when I will write to Andrea, hoping that she's still in Paris. She might have evacuated as her parents have done so already. Guess it'll be a long time before we see each other again, so please write. Andrea wrote to me asking if I could let her know where I am as she wants to come see me. I explained to her that it's impossible, but I may see her, as she said she's going to do a lot of travelling hoping to find out where I am. She sends her. Amid the chaos of war, Andrea travelled to Brussels in a vain attempt to find Maxie. She failed and never saw him again. She writes that she's back in film studios making a film, and she might have a chance to make a name for herself. She's blaming the war for not making her a star. She sold a house in Saint-Jean-de-Luz and taken an apartment in Cannes for June, and expects me to be there with her. She goes on saying Paris is just the same, except the nightclubs close at 12.
Nazis invade Holland, Belgium, Luxembourg by land and air. Dikes opened, Allies rush aid. RAF bases in France attacked.
If you can possibly send some toothpaste, Gibbs SR, and a good toothbrush, please do so, because I can't get it here. If you can manage, try send some of my American underwear, please. Please take note of my new address. I'll say au revoir, as I can hear my name being called, so give my regards to all. Andrea sends her love to you and hopes to see you both soon. With all my love to you both. Mark. Maxie. I'm as hard as nails. I mean my body. Eat anything, sleep anywhere, in straw, in lorries. Anywhere they like to put me, that's me now. In fact, I don't think you'll be able to recognise me. All my hair's been cut off. It's best that way, because you lay in dirt here. You can just imagine for yourself how I'll act when this war is over. I've been tamed down a bit by army discipline. One word. The German advance was unrelenting, and the BEF was forced to retreat to Dunkirk. Maxie volunteered to join a company of Grenadier Guards defending the canals to give the troops on the beaches a chance to escape. Dear Madam, it has fallen to me to have the unpleasant but bounden duty to inform you that your son, number 1914572, Sapper M. Rothberg, 15th Field Park Royal Engineers, was killed in action on Friday, May 31st at Ferns, about 4:30 p.m. We were altogether 23 of us engineers in a shallow ditch, supporting the forward troops when a high explosive shell landed in amongst us, killing 4 and wounding 16. Your son was by my side, and your boy died almost instantly, only having sufficient breath to ask me to write and send his personal letters, etc. to you, which I will do as soon as it's possible. Mrs. Rothberg, Dear Madam, I've seen the letter and telegram you sent to my wife regarding the death of your son, Max Rothberg, on May 31st at Ferns. As much as I deplore it, there is not the slightest doubt in any way of his death, as he was by my side, and I attempted to stem the flow of blood from the wound. It was caused by a piece of shrapnel from a high explosive shell, and it cut the jugular vein. He died within a minute. All he could gasp out was, "I'm a Jew, so please try to bury me as one." I'd done my best to comply with his last request, but the circumstances were such that it was humanly impossible to do so. I took his personal belongings from his pocket, forwarded to you on Saturday last, and covered him with a blanket together with 3 others. Father Wilfred Powles was 12 years old when the Germans invaded his village of Ferns in Belgium. His father was the village schoolteacher. He remembers Maxie's body being brought to their house before burial. There was a note saying he was Jewish. In 1944, British troops retook Ferns. Wilfred's father told the soldiers about Maxie. They reburied him, as he had requested, as a Jew. The photos of the reburial were taken by the young Father Powles. In 2018, the town of Ferns paid tribute to Maxie.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
The last words of Maxie to his sergeant were, "I'm a Jew, and I want to be buried as one." His family doesn't know if his will was ever granted, also at his reburial in 1944. Let us all be witness now of the fulfill of his wish. To Mr. Mark Radberg, please, the mourner's prayer.
At an induction for US Army recruits at the beginning of the war, a young soldier from Philadelphia named Sol Wilson asked his hero Max Baer, "Why did you decide to wear that Star of David on your trunks for the Schmeling fight?" Baer got serious for once and replied, "Kid, I wanted the Germans to know that I was a Jew. Every punch I threw that night was aimed at Adolf Hitler."